Jordan Peterson has spent years teaching the world how to stand tall in the face of suffering. He became a global phenomenon by preaching the necessity of responsibility, the beauty of structure, and the courage required to face the dragon of chaos. But recently, the author of 12 Rules for Life has been forced to face a level of physical devastation that few could survive. After a series of mysterious health setbacks and a terrifying period of silence that left his followers fearing the worst, he has finally come forward to reveal a new diagnosis, one that explains the shocking changes in his appearance and the grueling battle he's been fighting behind closed doors. Join us today on Royal Time of Hollywood as we uncover the details of this heartbreaking update, the timeline of his collapse, and what this means for the future of one of the world's most influential thinkers. Frozen beginnings, the Alberta roots. Jordan Peterson grew up far from the spotlight in the small town of Fairview, Alberta. Life there was quiet and often harsh, especially during the long, unforgiving Canadian winters. It was not the kind of place people expected big ideas to come from, but the isolation gave him something rare, time to think and space to question. His home was a sanctuary of curiosity. With a father who was a school teacher and a mother who worked as a librarian, books were the primary currency of his youth. A key turning point came through a local librarian, Sandy Notley, who introduced a teenage Jordan to serious works that explored power, control, and human suffering. Writers like George Orwell, Aldous Huxley, and Alexander Solzhenitsyn deeply influenced him. Reading about the horrors of the 20th century changed how he saw the world. He began to wonder why societies fall into chaos and how ordinary individuals can become part of something destructive. From politics to the human soul. As a young man, Peterson wanted to change the world through politics. He joined the New Democratic Party, believing social justice was the answer. However, the more he read about history, the more he noticed a pattern. Many ideologies promised fairness, but delivered violence. By the age of 18, he realized that his questions were deeper than politics could answer. He shifted his focus to psychology, pursuing a doctorate at McGill University. He wasn't just looking for academic credit. He was searching for the why behind human behavior. He studied addiction, aggression, and personality, trying to understand what drives people toward destructive habits. By the time he completed his PhD, he had built a foundation in understanding the darker sides of the human mind, knowledge that would soon be tested in the world's most prestigious institutions. Academic ascension and the birth of a philosophy. From 1993 to 1998, Peterson taught at Harvard University. He was a dedicated scholar, focused on how beliefs shape actions. His students described him as intense and engaging, a man who made complex ideas feel life or death. In 1998, he returned to Canada to join the University of Toronto. Alongside his teaching, he saw 20 clinical patients a week. This practical experience was vital. He wasn't just theorizing about anxiety and depression, he was helping people navigate them. In 1999, he published Maps of Meaning, a book that took 13 years to write. It explored how humans create meaning through mythology and religion. At the time, it was a quiet academic work, but it was the blueprint for the global influence that was about to explode. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to check out the other stories and shocking updates on our channel. We've covered many incredible celebrity journeys, tragic endings, and untold Hollywood secrets that you don't want to miss. Binge watch our previous videos to discover more surprising facts, emotional stories, and where your favorite stars are today. Your support helps us bring you more powerful content like this, so don't forget to explore, watch more, and stay tuned for the next video. Viral defiance, the Bill C-16 controversy. In 2016, everything changed. Peterson uploaded a series of YouTube videos speaking out against Bill C-16, a Canadian law regarding gender identity. His concern wasn't about the people involved, but about compelled speech. He argued that the government should never have the power to legally require certain language. The reaction was a wildfire. He was protested, criticized by journalists, and pressured by his university. But while the institutions turned against him, the public flocked to him. His videos reached millions. Almost overnight, the professor became a global symbol in a massive cultural debate. The toll of global success. By 2018, with the release of 12 Rules for Life, Peterson was a superstar. He was traveling constantly, debating top intellectuals, and appearing on every major podcast. But the demand was relentless. He was living on a highly restrictive, lion diet of only meat to manage inflammation and mood issues. From the outside, he looked invincible. Inside, the pressure was mounting. The constant attention and the responsibility of being a surrogate father to millions of young men began to wear on his nervous system. The private heartbreak, Tammy's diagnosis. While Peterson was at the height of his public power, his private world was shattering. In 2019, his wife, Tammy, was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive kidney cancer. The prognosis was dismal. The emotional burden was unimaginable. To manage the skyrocketing anxiety caused by his wife's illness and his own brutal schedule, Peterson was prescribed clonazepam, a powerful benzodiazepine. It was meant to be a temporary stabilizer, but it became the catalyst for his physical collapse. Collapse, coma, and the Russian ordeal. The drug that was supposed to help him turned into a nightmare. Peterson developed a severe physical dependence. When he tried to stop taking it, his body entered a state of neurological akathisia, an internal restlessness so painful it makes death seem like a relief. When North American doctors couldn't stabilize him, his family made a desperate move. They flew to Russia for an unconventional treatment, a medically induced coma. During this time, he also contracted pneumonia. He was fighting for his life on two fronts: addiction withdrawal and a deadly infection. He emerged from the coma with his motor functions shattered, having to relearn how to walk and talk. The invisible threat, a new diagnosis. Just as Peterson seemed to be reclaiming his health in 2024 and 2025, a new, invisible dragon emerged. While helping clean his father-in-law's house, he was exposed to toxic mold. For a body already weakened by the benzodiazepine crisis, this was the breaking point. He was diagnosed with chronic inflammatory response syndrome, CIRS. This condition occurs when the immune system forgets how to turn off, staying in a permanent state of attack. The resulting inflammation triggered a cascade of failures: pneumonia, sepsis, a life-threatening blood infection, and polyneuropathy, which damages the nerves throughout the body. He was rushed back to the ICU. The man who taught the world how to stand up straight with your shoulders back was once again unable to control his own limbs. A silent recovery and a new perspective. Today, Jordan Peterson's recovery is a quiet, grueling process. He is no longer the sharp-voiced professor of 2016. His voice is often a rasp, his movements are cautious. He is living his own philosophy in its most raw form, finding meaning not in success, but in the simple endurance of the next hour. His wife, Tammy, in a miraculous turn of events, recovered from her cancer and now stands as his primary support. Together, they are rebuilding a life that has been stripped down to its essentials. Peterson has resigned from his university position and is focusing on independent media like the Daily Wire Plus and his own Peterson Academy. Does the struggle change the message? Critics have often pointed to Peterson's health struggles as a sign that his 12 rules don't work. But his supporters argue the opposite, that the fact he is still standing, still thinking, and still speaking after such a battery of physical and mental trauma is the ultimate proof of his philosophy. He isn't just talking about suffering. He is living through a version of it that would have broken most people years ago. How do you view Jordan Peterson's message in light of his personal battles? Does his vulnerability make his advice more or less impactful to you? Let us know in the comments below. Before you go, if you want to stay updated on the most important stories in the world of thinkers and icons, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Royal Time of Hollywood, and hit that bell notification.